What's up, y'all? It's Mr. Beluga91 here with another video. And today I'm going to be doing a simple drawing tutorial, if you will. But I wanted to start it off with showing y'all some of the drawings that I've done before. Just so that way you can look forward to drawing stuff like this. Even though I'd consider it not great art, but it's decent, But as a beginner, a lot of people think they suck, which I thought so too. But as I kept practicing and practicing, I got better. So with practice makes perfect, and here are just some of the drawings that I think I did pretty decent on. So this is my most recent drawing that I did of Sub-Zero. It was maybe about 3 or 4 days after I saw the new movie, which is great, by the way. You should go check it out. Unless you're like a die-hard Mortal Kombat fan, then you might not think that. But it's actually pretty decent. And I consider this one of my favorite drawings right now. And not like, this isn't sponsored or anything like that, but this is the kit I was using. It's a Mondo Llama Kit from Target. I think my mom bought it for me for like 10 bucks. Comes with almost everything in here except for the mechanical pencil and the Sharpie. But everything else in there it comes with. For 10 bucks it's pretty decent. Kind of recommend it if you're a beginner, but just mainly for the pencils and the eraser. But it's a pretty good kit for 10 bucks. But anyway, moving along from this one, which is a really good drawing in my opinion, we got this guy. And this was a drawing I did out of boredom, and it was just a random sketch that I did of a random character that I made up in my mind. And usually what I do is I'll draw one piece of or I'll draw a scribble, for instance, and then I start drawing around that scribble and I create different things around it. As you can tell, that was made in 2019, so 2 years ago. And yeah, that's what I came up with. And I don't really like drawing hands, so that's why I cut them off at certain points. But honestly, that's I guess a superhero or a villain that I've just made up on my own. It was pretty cool. The next one that we have, and I'm not sponsored by any of these companies that I'm drawing, by the way, but I like drawing characters from different shows and movies and whatnot, and cartoons, is the Surprise Pikachu. This one's not one of my favorites, but I wanted to show y'all this one because, you can literally draw anything. And I did this one for my sister. She's a fan of anime, and I know Pikachu is not Pikachu, stupid. Pokemon is an anime, and Pikachu is a character, also made in 2019. And yeah, I did this one. It was pretty decent, not great, but decent. But like I said, drawings don't have to be great as long as you think they're okay. You know what I mean? Even though I just contradicted myself, but whatever. Made in 2019, as you can tell, and it's also good to have a signature. So mine is usually DR and then whatever year I drew it in. So yeah, I really enjoyed how that one came out. Keeping on with the anime drawings, this is my Joseph Joestar drawing that I did. And shook the camera, my bad. I'm pretty proud of how this one came out. It looks better. I got a little stain on there, my bad, y'all. But I really like how this one came out. It took me a while to do the hair or whatever. But yeah, a lot of the time starting with drawings, you gotta start with little simple shapes. And that's what I did with this one. I started off with a circle for the head. And yeah. But a lot of times you don't need to do that, which I'll show you after I'm done with my mini art showcase, if you will. And this was one that I had to do for an art class in 2018. And just some bottles that were there. And yeah, pretty standard. Not good, not great. But actually, I really do like how it came out, because at the time of doing this, I wasn't as good at realism as I am now. Even though I'm still not great at it, I still am more of a cartoonish drawer. But yeah, and like I previously said, you don't have to add things, to your drawings if you don't want them there. You're the artist, so adjust to how you draw, and this is what I did with this one. Yeah, I did Wolverine, but as you can see, the hands aren't there, and that's because I am not good at drawing hands. Although I do recommend you should practice it, which I do want to do. At the time of this one, I wasn't good at drawing hands, so I didn't add the hands to this drawing. So So I just added a circle around it to cut it off, which I mean, it's kind of cool. Like if I made it like a Doctor Strange portal, that would have been even cooler in my opinion. But yeah, I just left it simple and just added a little oval circle thing around him. It's still decent considering I'm not good at drawings, or at people drawings, in my opinion. Even though that's what I'm going to show you. But anyways, right there, like I added the detail to his arms. I added some pencil marks to give him like the hairy arms, which I thought was a good, nice touch as well. And here I did the same thing, and this one like matches it more to what I was saying about adding and leaving stuff. This is a drawing I did of Mysterio from Spiderman and Marvel Comics. And this was actually a print because I kept my original in pencil and then I printed it and then redrew over it and colored this one just in case I messed up. I wanted to keep the original, and that's something I recommend you do too if you have access to a printer. Anyway, I'm not good at calligraphy or whatever, so I just wrote Mysterio there in a horrible font, but I colored it with like $5 color pencils and a Sharpie. And here I tried to kind of blend in the thing, like the circle, so I kind of tried to make it like Mysterio's helmet and then some stars around it. But yeah, I thought it was okay. And this one too kind of adds into what I've been saying about change the drawing to fit how you draw. So this was a drawing I did of Joaquin Phoenix's Joker. This was done in 2019, obviously. And the change that I made is pretty obvious. It was the eyes. I decided to make them gray because I didn't like the way that the pupils were coming out. So I was like, you know what, let me just leave it gray. And I think it actually adds more to the drawing. It makes him look more like a bad guy, which is what the Joker is. And I even added, so the background would have been playing some of the laughing, like ha 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 ha, in the background, just to give it a little bit more. And then here's just another one of my favorite drawings that I've done. It was just a Sonic drawing I did at random. And for this one, done in 2020, I did Sonic, very plain, just your normal Sonic. And then I added 2 rings to the side, and then this is more like the Green Hill Zone, like dirt or whatever. I should have added the grass too, but nah, kind of dumb. Anyways, I did this drawing for a teacher because me and her both liked The Office. So I did a Kevin drawing for her. And I thought it came out decent considering I'm not good at portraits. And I even added some of Kevin's quotes from The Office to it. And that was probably the longest part, was doing the checkerboard like t-shirt or grid t-shirt that he had on the bottom. But overall, not bad. And this one I did for my cousin Marcus. He's an Iron Maiden fan. So I did the Eddie drawing for him. I believe it's called the Trooper. Could be wrong about that. Y'all can let me know in the comments. This one's honestly took me really long. It took me like 3 hours maybe to draw this. And with art, it takes time. So you gotta have just a little bit of patience to draw. And yeah, I really like the amount of detail I put into it and the amount of time and effort spent doing this drawing. And I feel like it does look like Eddie. And this one, I did it for my art teacher. We had an assignment. We were learning about Asian drawing techniques, and we were supposed to use a brush to do this, like a brush and ink, but I just had a fine tip marker, and this is what I did. I mean, it came out really good still. A little dragon drawing that I did for her. It looks plain at the top, but we weren't supposed to add anything to the background, and I still added a water element to it at the top. I feel like it came out pretty nice considering, with all things considered, like it looks decent. And this is my second most recent. This is probably one of the ones I'm really, really proud of. And this is my llama drawing that I did from our art teacher as well. We had to do Peruvian art, I believe. And I did this llama because we had to draw a llama because they're from Peru or whatever, or South America. So here I just have the llama as the main focus point, and then some grass, I guess, or like a field, and in the background like a big old moon, I guess, and then some clouds, and also a mountain in the back. It's kind of hard to tell, but yeah, there's a mountain, and I just used different pencils for the eyes and stuff. Like I used one of the darker pencils to create the dark eyes, and then some other ones, and then a blending tool just to combine it all together. But you don't necessarily need all those things to create decent art. And then here, I did this one in 2020. It was from my art teacher again. I did we had to draw a nightmare, and I had recently, or a few months ago, had a nightmare of a clown for some reason. And I did this one. And it was based off of the movie Killer Clowns from Outer Space. But yeah, it was a pretty cool drawing. I was really surprised at how this one came out. I didn't think it would come out that great. And yeah, I really like the pink and black, and then all the little colors of the triangles around it. I think it came out really well. And then we have this one too. We're coming up on the end of this one, of these drawings that I'm showing y'all. This is just a really simple skull, beanie, and bandana. And this is like my logo for the Definitive Outlaws, which you can find on streaming platforms. It's a podcast me and my homie Maurice do. Go check that out. And I made this one of like myself. I think it came out pretty decently. And this one is probably my personal favorite, if not my second favorite drawing that I've ever done. This is my Thanos drawing. And the hand and the glove is on the wrong hand, or gauntlet. But still, I mean, that's the way the picture that I was going based off of looked. But yeah, overall, I mean, I think I did really good considering this was an impromptu drawing. I did this one in band because we had already ended like all of our competitions that we were doing. So yeah, I decided to do this, and I used like a really cheap pencil, a pen, and that was it, I think. Yeah, because I didn't have any blending tools or nothing. I think I just used a whole bunch of graphite on the back and then just kind of blended it with the tissue or something. So it like really stains my fingers. You can't really tell no more, but if I go like right there, like yeah, there's still a lot of graphite. But yeah, I think that one's one of my favorite drawings that I've done. My last favorite one, or I don't know if it's my first favorite or second favorite, but I suck at portraits. But this is one I was really, really proud of. It's my self-portrait of Mr. Beluga 91, and I think it's really good, like, as a portrait, considering I suck. Like, yeah, it still looks cartoonish, but, I mean, you can tell that it's me, you know? Like, if you saw me in person and saw this, you'd be like, yeah, that's him. And, like, I took the time to, you know, add some shading, and considering these pencils suck, they actually did pretty, or these color pencils I was using at the time sucked. They did a decent job blending in. And yeah, I have my eyebrows up there, my eyes. I even added a little crooked eye because I always do that in my pictures. And then you can barely tell, but like I added pencil there for a little peach fuzz. Did my lips. And then I even added the bottom of my t-shirt because I was wearing a red and black NWO shirt. Done in 2020, by the way. Really good drawing, and I really like how it blended out. So I actually think I'm going to end the video here because it's going on 13 minutes. And I'm going to do a part 2 after this one gets uploaded. And on that one, I'm going to show you how to draw and how easy it is to come up with certain things. So this right now is Mr. Beluga signing out. Get ready for part 2.